Well, hello and welcome, good people, to another Pitch Perfect Live. I am your host and coach, Nicci Willis, and today is special because we are actually having Pitch Perfect Live on Monday. Now, usually every Tuesday, you join me, I join you, and we welcome another business leader to work on their business pitch, to tweak it, to make sure it's sharper so that not just investors, but clients, they lean in and they say yes. So today we are here on a Monday afternoon because it's my husband's birthday tomorrow. And we're gonna celebrate that and do that. But Pitch Perfect must continue. All right. So I've got a really special guest today. Her name is Tanez Henderson. I am going to bring her on and we are going to get started. Now, if you are watching live, you know we love our audience around here. We love all of the emojis and the comments and all the things because we like to create safe spaces for our business leaders and our entrepreneurs. So make sure you are engaged. Make sure that you are hyping Tanez up. All right, we're headed into the commercial real estate space. So this should be very, very interesting, y'all. All right, here we go. I'm bringing on Tanez. Hello, Tanez.
Hello.
Welcome to Pitch Perfect Live.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining me on this lovely Monday afternoon.
No.
All right, how you feeling?
I feel great.
All right, that is great to hear. And now we're going to go right into this. Actually, I lied. Before we go right into this, hey, listen, if you want to be in the hot seat, just like Tanez is right now, you see how she's smiling? She's going to be fine. Everybody relax.
She's nervous.
She's just a little nervous, but it'll be fine. All right. These 30 minutes are going to go by so fast. Why? Because we're going to have a good time and she's going to walk away with this transformation. But if you want to be in the hot seat, go ahead and head to my website, NicciWillis.com. Click on Pitch Perfect Live, fill out that form, and you just might be next. All right. My goal is to help 50 entrepreneurs, and I'm about halfway through, guys. So I need more people for this month, for next month. If you are not available until 2 months from now, go ahead and fill it out anyway, and we'll get you in for Pitch Perfect Live. All right, now, are we ready, Tanez?
Yes, we're ready.
All right, let's see. All right, we've got our timer up. We're just gonna put that time down. And now it is time for the open mic. Now, open mic is when you pitch me like you would normally pitch someone who is interested in your service. And I'm going to just do copious notes. All right. And then we're going to tweak it. We're going to see what we can do here. All right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am, because typically when you come to me, you already know that you're an investor. You already know if you're trying to buy a business.
Okay.
We already have those parameters aside.
Okay.
So
good to know.
I've never really, and this is why I applied, because I've never really asked somebody like, hey, are you an investor?
Okay.
Or you are a business owner or any of that.
Okay. So who do you want me to be?
Okay. So as Las Vegas is growing, right? And I am in the Las Vegas market. We are selling more multi-million-dollar homes, and more people are buying and moving here are actual small business owners or have businesses other places. And so I am interested in filling our strip malls, getting some more restaurants, getting those and filling that and bringing those businesses here. Okay. So a lot of times, like, different real estate agents who work in the residential side, when they are having like somebody who's self-employed and they have those questions regarding like, hey, my friend owns this business XYZ in Chicago and now he's moving out here. He's just trying to see if, it makes sense for him to bring that out here since now it's closer and now Vegas is going to be his home base.
Okay. And so you're receiving referrals is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I typically take those referrals, find them places, and then send them back to that real estate agent because I have a second job. Okay. So I don't do the whole, I'm walking you the feed. I'm not doing that.
Okay. So, I'm going to challenge you a bit here.
Okay.
in your application, you told me that you really wanted to get more people of color, more minorities into
Yes.
commercial real estate. So,
Yes.
so tell me about where that is right now, where you are with that then.
So commercial real estate, everybody looks at it like it's this big old beast on the side, and it's actually more easier investment tool that you can add to your portfolio. A lot of times people think that coming in Las Vegas market or starting your investment journey, you want to be a single family owner and be a landlord and a tenant. And I tell them that's actually the hardest thing ever. Like zoning laws, contracts, everything is actually in favor of the business with another business.
Mm-hmm.
um Eviction is crazy out in Las Vegas or in certain states. So I try to tell them, hey, if you're already looking to be that investor or you're trying to start and going to the market and doing that to actually get that portfolio going in a
Yeah.
way that's hands off.
Okay.
Like you don't have to be a seasoned, like you don't have to be a seasoned investor to buy something under $500,000 or buying a strip mall or buying a small office space or even buying, like a trailer park lot.
Okay. So let's rock with that then. So when you are so how are you encountering minorities, people of color, who are you are they aware that they want to be in commercial real estate, or you're trying to just, hey, let me show you what the difference is between residential and commercial. Like, let me pull you on this side. Let me show
Yeah.
you. Like what?
So when I work with actual business owners on my primary job, they
Mhm.
typically already know that they're coming into the Las Vegas market.
Yes.
But when I get referrals from
Yeah.
other real estate agents, it becomes like a teaching moment.
Okay.
Or if you're familiar, like qualifying, if they can
Yeah.
qualify for more under like a small business loan or SBA than they would through like, or having that down payment assistance. So
Okay. So
then
is
I
that
get
what you
introduced.
want to grow?
Huh?
Because so is that what you want to grow? Because on your application, you were like, I want to get more people of color in
I
commercial.
do. I
Okay.
want to get more people in color and commercial. I think it is the
Okay.
easiest. Like it doesn't have to be that same stereotype demographic that's always going into commercial real estate.
And we
And
know
we
what
don't always have, huh?
mhm. I said, we
And
know what demographic that is.
yeah, it's a particular demographic that they
Yes.
steer towards commercial real estate without
Yes.
the education piece. And
Yes.
then there's another demographic where you may get like the people of color
Yes.
and they may be well established. They are now in that second tier of life where they're making some money. They need to
There
do
we
some
go.
investments.
Yes.
And I've noticed a lot of real estate agents push them into buying a secondary residential property without actually teaching them like, hey, there's a better way of adding to your investment portfolio, or like you
To build
don't have
wealth
to be
more.
a landlord.
Right. Okay. So let's head down that path because
Yes,
I know you said in your application that you are multi-passionate, right? You've got
I
a lot of things
am.
going on, but what we want to do, because the the biggest concern that most people have about us multi-passionate people is that we don't have that one direction. And what we need to do today is for not just the commercial side, but for your branding piece, lock in what that is in terms of commercial,
Yes.
just commercial, and particularly who you're trying to help. So, from what I'm understanding, you don't have a problem speaking with or talking to those who have already been referred to you, right?
No.
What you want to do is bridge the gap for people of color and minorities who don't even know the door exists, let alone it's open for opportunity, right, to
Yes.
get into commercial real estate.
Correct.
So let's see if we can craft just a pitch just for that,
Okay.
for people of color, minorities, to educate them and get them to say, you know, Tanez, I need to know more about this. How can we garner that? So I'm gonna let's see if we can break this down here. Okay. The first thing that you mentioned in your application was people of color. obviously.
Yes.
Let's be specific. So you've got minorities, people of color. Let's be specific. And you were specific in what you had previously said. You said they were on to their next level of
Yes.
financial stability and wealth creation. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah, like people who already have their base layer down, like they already have a steady stream of income. They
Uh-huh.
already have at least been in business for 2 years. Like, the basics that you may need to
Mm-hmm.
qualify for any loan.
Okay. So how do we say that simply? How do I say who I work with?
That is a good question.
Mm-hmm. So you could say, I work with, let's see, you said, no. I work with Black and brown minority owners
Okay.
who are already making money. Very simple. Who are
Correct.
already making money, because you want to be specific here because you want to qualify who you're working with, right?
Yes.
This is not for super beginners. These are people who are already making money. Like you said, they are already have an understanding of running a business, things like that.
Yeah.
So if we say, I work with Black and brown business owners, can we say that?
Yes.
Okay. I work with Black and brown business owners who are already making money. Okay. Now I like to role play a little bit.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that you're comfortable with saying that. So I work with Black and brown business owners who are already making money. But what's the caveat here?
So I look for people who are financially steady
Okay.
and who actually are familiar with investments.
Okay. I like
So
that. So say that. So you say that. I
yeah.
work with, and you can say Black and brown, you can say minority business owners who are already financially steady. And
Yes.
what else? And are familiar with investments.
Yes. Or different streams of investments or different lines or
Simplify. We're simplifying.
Okay.
Yeah. So I work with, do you want to say Black and brown or minority?
Minority is fine.
Okay.
Because some people identify as all in between.
Yep. I work
Okay.
with minority business owners who are financially stable and familiar with investments. But they aren't making money in property. Is that right?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay. Well, what's the cap? Like, what's the issue? So they're already financially stable. They're familiar with investments, but what is the issue? What are they missing?
I want to say a lot of them are missing the Las Vegas or the Nevada market, or they're missing that understanding because it's more complex than being just a landlord.
So, but once they have the understanding, right?
Yeah.
Once it's simplified, they have the understanding and they're doing it. What's the result?
It's going to be a steady stream of money, or we would implement like property management. It becomes more of like a hands-off experience and you just collecting it in.
Okay. But they're not making money in commercial real estate.
So no, they're not.
Okay. So can we say that and just stop it right there? And that will identify what their problem is?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try that. So we said I help minority business owners.
Yes.
Who are financially stable and familiar with investing, but are not in the commercial space yet.
Correct.
Okay. Your turn. You say it the way Tanez would say it.
Okay. I'm Tanez Henderson. I help minority business owners who are familiar with investing, but are not in the commercial real estate.
Okay. Yeah. How did that feel?
It felt good.
Okay. Say it one more time.
I'm Tanez Henderson. I help minority business owners that are familiar with investing that are not in commercial real estate yet.
Okay. They're not in commercial real estate, and they're not making income from it, right?
Correct.
That are not making income from commercial real estate. Because what we're trying to paint are your hero, which we call it the hero here on Pitch Perfect Live from Command the S.T.A.G.E. Your target audience, your hero. What is their problem, and who they are and what their problem is. So I help minority business owners who are financially stable and are familiar with investments, but they're not in real estate and they're not, or commercial real estate, and they're not making any money from it because, like you said, they're important. What's important to them is numbers, right?
Yes.
So we have to put that in there. They're not making money from it. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Okay. But we just have to keep making I want to make sure that we're keeping the message simple so that they can, when you say this piece, they're like, yes, that's me. Right? We got to just keep it simple so that they say, yes, that's me.
Okay.
Okay. So say it one more time, who you help and what their problem is.
Okay. I'm Tanez Henderson. I help minority business owners who are familiar with investing that are not making money from commercial real estate yet.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Okay. So let's move on to the solution then. How do you, Tanez, do that? How do you do that?
Well, we take the amount of money that they're willing to invest or looking into it. Or let's say you are looking to buy a business. We'll find that for you. And then we'll also help you with the property management. And then we'll look at the different asset classes that you may qualify for. Or let's say you're already a business owner and you don't own your space, taking advantage of owning that space.
Okay. So if they are, let's see, say that one more time, because I'm getting something, but again, you're giving me something that's really complex. So,
yes. Okay. So put it in simple terms, right? Let's say that you're a dermatologist, right? And you've been leasing a space.
Okay. So that's the analogy that you're giving me. All right. I'm ready.
And now you're a dermatologist from Chicago, and now you're moving to Las Vegas. Now you're going to be establishing yourself out here or finding you a larger space. But instead of renting it, you may actually qualify of buying that space and paying a lower rent rate.
Okay.
Like stuff like that. Or if you are a family and now you're wanting to get investing and now actually buying maybe a 6 or 7 unit apartment complex that will allocate that expenses and that rent to pay that mortgage for you versus like a duplex.
Okay.
Or buying a single family house and now everything is relying on that individual person to pay their mortgage.
Okay.
Just allocating those risks.
You know what? We've got to go back to this. We've got to go back because
again. Okay.
Yeah, we got to go back because what you are explaining is awesome for the average commercial investor, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about minorities. We're talking about people of color.
I know.
So they have another level here that they have to overcome, right? They need to know that it even exists. What you're telling me now assumes that they already even know that the door is wide open for them. And that they haven't already been told no a bajillion times.
Yes.
So we have to kind of back this up and talk about what you do for minority owners.
Okay.
So it's not just because what you just said now is great once they've said, okay, Tanez, tell me more. Tell me more. But let's say this dermatologist, right? This Black woman dermatologist, she's only been told what she can do with her business, never with real estate. So it's always been a lease thing.
And that's what we run into all the
Yes.
time. It
So
becomes, we'll
yeah.
just lease another space. And then you explain to them, well, why don't we just buy the whole medical office while you're doing that transitioning, since we're already gathering that paperwork?
Mhm.
And yes, it may take 6 weeks or 90 days or so, but now it's yours. And now you're leasing to other people.
Yes. So that's what we have to. Do you see the right then and there? We had this almost emotional connection, right? Because we
Yeah.
know that's that pain point for people of color. That's that pain
Yes.
for minorities. I did a little bit of research before jumping on here, and I saw that only 3% of Black households actually have or own a piece of commercial real estate. That's crazy compared to
It's
8%
bad.
of
And
the.
it's easier to qualify in certain states, in certain situations. And
We don't do that.
even with the SBA, I try to tell them, like, I'm not your lender, but just what you have, you can get a 5 unit, you can get a drive-through restaurant
They don't
and
know.
rent it to
So
Wendy's.
how do we get there? How do we get there? How do we get them to say, okay, Tanez, tell me more. Tell me more. We have to help them see that part. That
Yes.
you have been tricked into believing that just owning your business is enough. And or residential real estate is only enough.
Yes.
The door is wide open for minorities and people of color. You see the language that I'm using? The door is
Yes.
wide open for minorities to be owners of real estate. Okay, let's see I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay. But we are getting hearts and likes and all that stuff. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right. So you work with Black and brown owners, you work with minority owners who are already making money, but they don't know the opportunity is open for making money in real estate, in commercial real estate.
Yes.
They don't
And
know. They don't.
yeah, and I'm more passionate about the commercial side because it's so hands off.
Yes. So say it in that terms. Who you work with and what the real issue is. They don't know
Yes.
it. They don't know it. Okay. So let's
Okay.
rotate again in that same passion that you just gave me about minority business owners
Okay.
and what their problem is. Okay, because they have the money, they have the means, right?
Is we're just missing that educational piece to it.
Yes,
And that's where
yes.
I
Start
was.
there. Start there, and then we'll go. I know because I know where you're trying to go, but let's start there because we have to go down this lane first
Okay.
so that we can keep moving. Okay. Hit it. Who are you and who do you help for real?
So my name is Tanez Henderson. I help minority business owners and investors participate in commercial real estate that aren't currently making money from it yet.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. You just told me that they are missing a huge opportunity. They're missing it. I
Yes.
help them. I help them. I help them through the door that they don't even know exists. Could you say that?
Yes.
Try that.
Okay. So I'm Tanez Henderson. I do commercial real estate. I help minority business owners and investors get involved with commercial real estate and learn the components of it and getting through that door.
Mm,
No.
because I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And you're not talking to the minority business owners. These people have been pushed out. They've been excluded from conversations. They've
That
been maybe not even told. And they qualify. They see it.
better. Some of them qualify more with less paperwork.
Mhm.
I know. And
But then you edit yourself.
yes.
You're
Because
editing yourself. Because when I say, okay, tell me who you serve, you edit it. Hi, I'm Tanez Henderson. I help minority, but you're editing yourself.
well, because
Really?
I don't want to offend them too, because a lot of times when you're in that second tier of investments, a lot of people know what they know and they think that's the best way about it. And I'm not the one to argue with you. I'm like, okay, girl, you make your $400 a month, and he's gonna make 17,000 every month on the same square footage, the same paperwork, the same plot, and
so that's an objection. That's an objection, and
yeah.
an easy way to overcome overcome that is, how much do you know about how much you would make in commercial real estate this month versus how much you would make in what you're doing currently right now?
Yeah.
How much do you know about the difference in that? They wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know.
Because you're the expert. So that's the quick objection. And so if you're worried about offending someone, they're not your actual client. Your client is the minority who doesn't know that their money can 10x in the next 5 or so years if they just make some adjustments into the commercial real estate space. If they're offended, they're not for you anyway.
Okay.
So you're editing yourself to make sure that you don't lose anybody when, if you're looking to serve the minority clientele, you have to be more specific.
Okay.
You have to get at that pain point and don't edit yourself. I had that problem before myself. And instead of saving and getting as many people as I could, I was losing everybody. I couldn't get anybody because I was editing myself from the real client that I really wanted to serve, and also trying not to offend or leave out the other person.
Yeah. Okay.
We are, boom, targeted, direct. This is who I serve. I serve minority business owners who are solid in their financials, but there's a door in commercial real estate that's been closed to them, and I'm here to reveal it.
Okay, that's good.
Do that. You see that?
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. I've been like, oh, okay, girl. Okay.
No, we don't. You don't want to edit that. This is another instance where the riches really are in the niches. There is a subset of people that are not being served.
Yes.
For whatever reason, they are being left out of conversations. They are not even being considered. When you say it yourself, they are more than qualified.
They are.
And this is the type of language they have to hear from you.
Yeah. And there's so many minority business owners out here that can help you.
Have to show them the transformation. So that's the other thing. You talked about, there's this, you said there's this big old beast out there that, and it's something that they can add to their portfolio. You had said there's they think it's this big old beast, right? And it isn't. And your expertise simplifies all of that for minority business owners.
Yeah.
To get them in the door so that they can have ownership in commercial real estate.
Yeah.
That's where we're coming from.
That's where I'm coming. That's what I want to get to and be able to transform to actually convey to people, because that lane of investment and adding that vehicle, it just makes you, like, you did your research, you saw the numbers, you can see, like, from Las Vegas to here, and the cost and the barrier of entry is so low that it's just like, why aren't we all doing this?
Yeah.
Like, we're starting barbershops, but we don't own the barbershop. So
we own the building, we're paying a lease.
Yeah. And then you get mad when your favorite place go because
they've gone up on their rent every single year.
Yeah.
At least it's a white box space, all of this.
Yeah. And then I tell people,
they think that that's the only option for them.
No. And I tell people I would rather leave for my children the strip mall and let them decide what they're going to put in it, then versus your clothing store, your store that they may not even be qualified to even handle and work. They never worked there in a day in their life,
Yes.
but
Yes.
they can collect a check every month.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, so all this language you have, and all of this
yes,
language you've been using.
but putting it together was my problem, Nikki. That was my problem. Putting it together for that particularly was always my problem because
You have to stop editing yourself.
I get so passionate and then nonchalant about it for everyone else. Because I feel like with the way that social media is going and how they push in like real estate, I'm not going to argue with you.
Again, they're not your client. If they're arguing, they're not your client.
You know how they always like, oh, this.
Many people say that's not right, and how you told that person in your Pitch Perfect Live, I didn't like the way you say that. Guess what? You're not the person I'm serving.
Yeah,
that's it. You have to stop editing yourself, and you have to use the direct language so that the client that you're trying to serve can easily say, yes, that is me.
Okay.
I want to work with you. If you are, if you're telling us about, I mean, honestly, the Las Vegas market, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Can I make money? Is there more opportunity for me to make money? That's what your target audience, your hero, that's what I care about.
Okay.
I don't care about the Las Vegas market. Because that's the job of the expert that I hire to find how it happens. The only thing that I need to know is that it's available to me. And this person that just told me that, she can make it happen. And what I care about is how I grow my money.
Yep.
That's what I care about. So your homework is to watch this video back.
Okay.
And take a look at the language that we began to use. Not just the nonchalant, very broad language, but a very targeted language for those minority owners who they have money. It's working for them. But there's more for them out there, and they know it. They just need to know how to get there.
Okay.
And you are that person. So that's how you have to put it together in that way. It's puzzled in here in that way. We didn't get.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it. But the main thing is me watering it down and making it very digestible for people, because it can seem foreign to them, and it becomes a longer.
You're telling them all these things about SBA loans and all that stuff. They just need to know the door is available.
Yes.
The door is there first.
Yes.
Now, how they get there, that's the next conversation. But they don't know the door exists. You got to show them the door. You have to show them, hey, I help people like you to find this door. I know where it is. I know how to get you through it. Book a call. That's when you say, now book a call with me.
Okay.
Because you're giving them way too much information at the beginning. It's going to go.
Yeah. We don't know. We don't want that.
It's going to go right over their heads. And then they're like, well, maybe shoot, that isn't me. I don't know. Minority business owners who have the money, but they've been passed up. They've been told that they don't qualify. They've been ignored. They've been left out of conversations.
Yes.
And they need to be shown that this door is wide open for people like you, and I can help you. That's all you have to say. If you nail that down, people will lean in. These business owners will lean in and say, wait a minute. Okay, tell me more. These barbershop owners, these salon owners, the bakeries and the experiential event planners. They're going to lean in because, yeah, I would rather make so much more money and pay myself even
Yes.
more than paying this lease over and over and over again because somebody told me I had to.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be one of your things. Who told you that? Who told you that you have to keep paying a lease when there's
Yeah.
opportunities for you to own, not
Yes.
just in residential, but in commercial? Who told you that? That's a
Yes.
freebie. That's a freebie.
I'm gonna
Okay.
use that one.
Yeah, go ahead and use that one. But unfortunately, our 30 minutes is up.
It's okay. I have to come back
Yeah.
with the update.
Yeah. So I can help you more. We got to book some more sessions because I can help you get there. But what we have seen is that, and this is for everybody who's watching. If you're watching and you feel like, man, I really have this target of this specific subset of people that I want to serve, but I don't want to lose everybody. You got to get out of that. If that's you and you're watching and you've thought that before, you got to get out of that, because what you see and the opportunity that you see does exist, but you
Yeah.
have to be intentional about the language that you're using for that particular subset of people so that they can see you and see themselves being served by you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can definitely happen. Just don't water it down. Don't edit yourself. Be very specific, because their pain is specific. That pain is specific, that they've been
Yeah.
taught to rent or do something else. They've been taught this other opportunity, and
Yeah.
they have never been shown the other side.
Yeah. Or just keep buying single family houses and not realizing you buy an apartment complex. Now we got zero liability. Now you can just go on, have fun.
Right. All of that.
Yes.
All of that. We're gonna have to, yeah, we've got some follow-up to do. We gotta do some sessions so that we can map out not just the language, but then the strategy. Okay. So those of you who are watching, thanks so much for watching, guys.
Yes.
Those of you who are watching, I am taking on applications for those who want to work with me. I'm taking a very, very small group next month. You will hear more and more about it. But we will be working on not just your language, but the strategy and how to not just take, that one moment to land that client, but what does that look like long term? Okay. This is something that I have done for entrepreneurs for almost 10 years. And so basically what you're doing when you work with me is you're saving yourself 10 years. You get my expertise. We map that entire thing out with scripts, with strategies and everything. And in 4 weeks, you will have that already completed for you so that you can just continue to sell. Because that's what we want. We want you to not just have an expensive hobby, but to actually be able to sell and take them through that process so that not only do they say yes, but they continue to work with you. So that is what we are going to be working on. If you want to stay tuned on that, go to NicciWillis.com and sign up for the green room. All right. So that's where all that's going to be coming out at. Also, if you want to be in the hot seat, of course, go to NicciWillis.com and click on Pitch Perfect Live, just like Tanez did here with me. Now, before we leave, Tanez, you have to tell everybody where they can find you. There might be somebody on here who is a minority business owner who has seen this and they want to work with you. So tell us where we can.
So you can find me on Instagram at Tanez Henderson, Nevada. Tanez, Tanez, Henderson, Henderson, Nevada. Or my website, TanezHenderson.net.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Tanez, for joining me. Oh, this one was a good one. I love this. Yes.
I'm glad too. And then I can send you some makeup.
Yes. you. On Instagram, you said we were not supposed to talk about makeup, so I didn't bring it up.
We didn't bring it up, and I'm glad. But if you see a giveaway, I got you.
All right. Thanks so much, Tanez. And thank you, everybody, for joining me on this special edition of Pitch Perfect Live. I will see you next Tuesday with another business leader. All right, guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.